welcome to another episode of Turnbuckle Talk with me, Steven Slice. On today's episode is very special to me. He doesn't know it, but we share a lot in common because we have both beat the odds of coming back from major neck surgeries, stronger than ever. I can remember walking into Toys R Us a few years ago and seeing one of my dream figures on the shelf, which was my SummerSlam figure of this wrestler. I did not let go of it all the way home. This truly means the world to me. Please welcome to the show, winner of the best feud of the decade against John Cena, the man who was named CBS Sports as having the moment of the year 2020, the CBS winner of the best promo of the year in 2020, the PWI winner of the match of the year in 2001 for his TLC match with the likes of Christian against the Dudley Boys and the Hardy Boys, the 11-time WWE champion, the heavyweight champion, the 5-time Intercontinental champion, the 14-time tag team champion, the former King of the Ring, the first Money in the Bank winner, 2010 and 2021 Royal Rumble winner. Fun fact, the 2010 part is a year before my birthday year. Grand Slam champion, the winner of four Slammy Awards, the man that is the legend of both, the legacy of both the TLC and Money in the Bank matches, and WWE Hall of Famer and fellow Canadian, the Rated R Superstar. Hey!
So, Steven, I got to be honest, I've never had an introduction like that. You said stuff that I didn't even know I won. So, you brought me up to speed. I didn't know the CBS stuff. I didn't know any of that stuff. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm great. I got my coffee and my Charlie Brown mug. I got my Maple Leafs hat on my Blue Jays hat on in my Maple Leafs room because I know you're a Toronto guy.
Almost old enough to drink coffee.
Oh.
Funny story.
Yeah. Okay.
My dad left coffee out, and Liam thought it was chocolate milk.
Oh, no.
Or milk for him. He drank it. He's only 8.
Was he bouncing off the walls?
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet. Oh, boy.
There's nothing like a start of coffee for the first time.
Well, so I saw your tweet yesterday. That's how fast we made this happen. And when I saw you do interviews and had a show, I was like, yeah, I got to get on the show. And here we are.
You also got a free shirt. Don't forget that part.
And I get a free shirt. I mean, come on.
Just text us which logo you want on, and we'll put it on.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Hi, Jim. Welcome to the show. How are you today?
I am great, Steven. Thank you. How are you?
Good. It's been like the best week ever. We haven't even got to the questions yet. We're already
let's get to the
going
questions.
crazy.
Here we go. I'm bouncing in my chair. I'm ready. You are too. Okay, we'll bounce a little bit. There we go. I got to work this chair in. There we go. Okay.
To me, watching wrestling saved my life, and getting the chance to talk to you about your career is something that means the world to me. So now that we have gotten to know you a little better, how about we lay a mouth bar on my new name for your newest movie of Fear, on some wrestling questions.
Ooh.
You're fired.
Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
That was a good.
You're fired.
That was a good Vince McMahon. You channeled him well.
I remember when DX was talking to them, and Sammy Guy was Shawn Michaels and he was dancing. He's like, "Stop it!" Look, Dad, I'm dancing. Dad, I'm dancing. I'm dancing, Dad.
Shane McMahon. You did the Shane McMahon dance. I like it.
You have had a huge career in the WWE, but it wasn't an easy road to get where you are now. Can you please tell us about more about about the essay you wrote when you were 18 that started your journey into wrestling?
Yeah, the Toronto Star had a wrestling column every weekend, and one weekend it said, if you want to be a wrestler, there's an essay contest, and the winning essay will get free training from Sully's Gym by trainers Sweet Daddy Siki and Ron Hutchison.
Daddy Siki.
Right? What a great name, huh? Awesome name. One of the best names I've ever heard. So I decided I'm going to write in. And I wrote in an essay, and I got a call, and this very distinctive accent and kind of Southern twang, Texas drawl. And it was Sweet Daddy Siki. And he told me that it was down to me and a few other people, so to come down to Sully's Gym so that they could choose the winner. And I went down, I met with them, and they told me some of the horror stories of trying to make it in wrestling, and that you'll basically be broke and probably won't make it, and all of those things. And I think that was just a test to see if I'd stick with it. And I think I know that they saw that in my eyes. I knew there was no other choice. I was making it.
In my eyes, it's clear. Yeah, that's that way. That's Stan Paul. They got it confused.
And that was the beginning. That was it. That newspaper article started it all.
Can you please tell me the story behind your name and Rated R Superstar? Which I get the Rated R part because of the lead up and you part.
Well, the Edge thing was it was as simple as I was trying to think of a name. WWE didn't really have any ideas, and I wanted something with some kind of musical feel and tie-in, because I am very heavily influenced by music. And there was a radio station. We were in Albany, and I was riding with Don Callis. And it was, I don't know,
Don Callis, that little sucker.
And it was 102.5 or something, the Edge down in Albany. And I thought, Edge, maybe that works. And it did, I guess. Otherwise, I guess I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you all these years later. But it's not a very chantable name. Like over the years, I was always jealous of like
Edge,
Hardy, Rocky,
Edge.
but it's not as good as Austin, Hogan, Rocky, Hardy.
Edgy.
Yeah, so that was the birth of Edge, and then it stuck.
Let's say the hardcore part. See, honestly, the worst part was when at WrestleMania when he spat you. That's disrespectful.
It's all entertainment, bud.
By the way, that your gear was sick.
Yeah, I like that white stuff. I like that white stuff a lot.
See,
that white trench coat, man.
It's so cool.
And here's a little tidbit. You probably didn't get to see it because it's kind of weathered and everything on purpose. But that one says "Made in Canada," on the back. And it's white and red. So there you go.
So it's cool because even Randy Orton wore against the Fiend, white and red, and then like a year later, you wore white and red because you guys are like best friends and all.
Yeah. Yeah. So that night, I walked into the trainer's room and I looked at Randy. I was like, people are going to think we're a tag team again, or we're going to be teaming in the future because we're wearing like identical color themes. Total accident.
Sure it was. You have won 31 championships and such titles as a King of the Ring and a Mr. Money in the Bank, but you have never won the Universal title. What would it mean to you to win that title, and when you win that title? Because I know that it will happen, and actually eventually it comes true time to pass the torch. Who comes to pass? Who would you want to see face you for it?
Um, well, the Universal Championship wasn't created until after I retired, so I didn't even think that was in the cards. And so because I'm back now and it's now around, it's kind of okay. I didn't win that one, so that's why I think we went that direction. And plus, Roman Reigns, he's the current. Well, yeah, but he's also, he's helping carry this company forward. And, he's one of the guys that I wanted to get in there with to see at what level I can still do this. And if after 9 years off, at the age that I am, with the injuries that I have, if I can get in there and hang with the top stars in the industry at this point in my career, I know I can only do it for so long, but that's a great test. And that's a great challenge for me to try and to bite into. Honestly, I really look at my career and I've done everything there is to do. So really, this is all bonus. I think Michael Cole put it best in the match. He said, I'm playing on house money. This is all just fun.
The thing that was pretty dumb was he added Daniel Bryan. Like, you versus Roman Reigns was like a dream match for a lot of people. And
well, we still got it.
But that was only on SmackDown. It wasn't on a pay-per-view.
No, it was on Money in the Bank.
And plus, WrestleMania is the most prestigious show of the year.
Well, here's what I'll say.
I think you deserved it.
There was only half an audience, and the audience in Dallas for Money in the Bank was so much louder than WrestleMania because it was a full audience. So the way I looked at it, because I'm always going for the positives. You can look at all the negatives in the world because they're always going to be there. But if you look for the positives, it changes your mindset.
That's what Mom told me.
Exactly. Moms know. So I decided, hey, I get Roman Reigns in front of a full house. That's awesome. That's pretty cool.
So, wait. I was about to ask him something, but I can't remember. Wait. Brain fart.
I have them all the time, buddy.
I can't remember. When I recently interviewed Matt Cardona, I asked him what was his favorite storyline that he was a part of in the WWE, and he said it was when he was in an Edgehead. Now, during your career, you have been a part of many eras of wrestling and many different storylines. What has been your favorite storyline and why?
Oh my gosh, I'm so lucky that because I've wrestled in 4 different decades, which is crazy when I think about it. And the amount of talent that I've been in the ring with blows my mind, and the different eras that I've been with. And that goes back to saying, okay, I get in there now with Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins and all of these uber talented people now. But I've also been in the ring with Bad News Brown and Terry Funk and Jerry Lawler. And
Terry Funk?
Yeah, I've wrestled Terry Funk.
Man, I feel bad for you, man. Like, all those. Damn!
Awesome.
I got it back. Brain fart came back.
Okay.
I actually got really scared. I didn't really get scared, but now that I think about it, I'm scared for you because now I'm actually very happy that you're still alive and not paralyzed, because Seth kicked you in the back of the head, which was right beside your neck, and you've had you had the neck reconstructed, and that could have got you paralyzed or dead.
Well, the good thing is I realized I'm in much more resilient shape than I think we realized. And that came through a lot of hard work, and getting in that gym and busting my butt. So I feel pretty prepared,
I've seen pictures.
Yeah. But so in terms of storylines and things like that, I can look back at so many different aspects of my career. I got to team with my best friend and win the tag team championships at WrestleMania. That's not many people can say that. And there's so many parallels between our careers. So that's amazing. And I got to be in there. You okay, bud?
Yeah, one sec. Yeah, there we go.
There you go. There's the kick out. I like it. You sure you're okay?
Yep, nip up.
And then to be able to main event WrestleMania against The Undertaker and so many things like that. I mean, and then I realize now what the Edge John Cena storyline meant to a lot of young people that are now young adults. And they mention that one to me all the time. It's just, I've been involved in a lot of really cool things, and I don't look past it all. I realize how cool it all is.
Sorry if you see me put my mouth. It's just I have a wiggling tooth, and
you don't have to apologize about anything, buddy.
Okay.
You
won the very first Money in the Bank match held at WrestleMania 21 in a match that you said you weren't sure you wanted to wrestle in. What does it mean to you to know that you were the very first, and now there is a whole pay-per-view around it?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Between Money in the Bank and TLC, I never thought those things would grow into their own pay-per-views. And at first, I didn't want to be in the Money in the Bank because it just felt like every year if there was a ladder match, they were going to throw me in it because I was good at ladder matches. And I didn't want to get pigeonholed and just be considered a ladder match guy. I wanted to be considered a well-rounded wrestler who you could put in any scenario and could pull it off. So there was a little bit of frustration at that point because it just felt like it was always back to a ladder match when in doubt. I was wrong. And it worked out really good for me. So it's, again, that kicked off the whole John Cena Edge storyline. It really did.
I don't really put two of my favorites against each other because I don't know who's quite sure who's going to win.
Whoa, there we go.
This is the one I was saying on the ladder is the ultimate.
Yeah, they're awesome now. When I was your age, I was playing with the LJN, the big rubber ones.
I have them.
They're awesome. They're still awesome.
They are, but
can't do as much.
It's just me because I was born in the 2000s.
Yeah.
Because they don't move or anything; it's just rubber.
Yeah, they're not as much to do with them, but I still love them.
Yeah, because some of their arms are like this, and you can make creative and do clotheslines. On that note, the note of the Money in the Bank match, you recently were on the bump, and you mentioned that to my friend Matt Camp, that you still had your briefcase in your gym with Shawn Michaels' B-word on it. Can you tell me what it means to you to have a piece of wrestling history there with you?
I'm big on that kind of stuff, on career moments and having those, artifacts from those moments, I guess, if that's the term. I just get a kick out of that. I love holding on to those things. Like, I still have my first wrestling boots. I still have my first wrestling tights. I have all of my wrestling tights over the years, all of my boots, all of my coats. I've saved all of that because they're moments in time from my career that I can, one day I'll pull out and go, wow, I think I wrestled Eddie Guerrero in these. I don't know. That's just fun. That's fun to be able to kind of just go back down memory lane and reminisce. And I've said, I'm going to hold on to them, and my girls can decide what they want to do with them, whether they decide to sell them one day or who knows.
No, that would be the worst decision they ever made. That is part of history.
Well, I'll leave it up to them, but who knows what they'll do with it. But for me, it's fun to see that kind of stuff, or see those hanging up in the gym and go, huh, that happened. I don't know. It still kind of blows my mind. We have a little plaque in our gym, and it's Beth's Hall of Fame plates and my Hall of Fame plates. And I think to that, and I go, that's insane. We're both in the Hall of Fame. It still kind of boggles my mind sometimes. So I like saving that kind of stuff.
You and Christian, along with the Hardy Boys and Dudley Boys, were the 3 tag teams that put TLC matches on the map, which I love those matches. What TLC matches was your most memorable match?
Well, wow.
One.
I mean, I think you have to say WrestleMania 17. I think in Houston in the Astrodome. I think that one, just because we had so many moments in that one, and I think for me personally, that's where I did that super spear to Jeff Hardy.
That was sick.
That thing is going to live on well after I'm gone. That clip is always played, and I think it's one of the first things a wrestling fan, when they hear Edge, I think that runs in their head. Or the spear Mick Foley through the flaming table. I think anytime you can get one of those moments, that match is always going to go down as very special. But then to do singles TLC matches was way more challenging, because you didn't have as many bodies, and I had to think of ways to have this make sense. So I had a TLC match against Ric Flair. I had a TLC match against John Cena. I had a TLC match against The Undertaker. And those were really challenging.
Edge.
Yeah.
We started at 12, now we're at 156.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, I better get to the girls here pretty soon. They're going to be like, where is Dad?
We're almost done. We have 4 more questions, and that's it.
Okay. All right.
Oh, and we have that special thing that you have to do at the end. Remember that?
Okay. Yes. Yeah.
And we have to do it for 2, please.
Yes.
I can't. I'm looking forward to that already. WWE has a show called Storytime, where it is wrestlers' funny stories from the road. I know that there was a No Mercy ladder match. You almost didn't make it to become it because of a hurricane. Can you please share either that story or another funny story from the road?
Well, the hurricane story, I can look back now and it's funny. At the time, I flew into Miami. I got in, and then the hurricane hit. So I had to stay in a hotel and wait to see if my flight the next morning was going to go. Well, I woke up at 5 a.m. because I knew, I had a feeling I could hear the hurricane happening. I was like, there's no way a flight's going out. So before I went to sleep, I booked a car. I went to the airport. I got in the car and I drove through the hurricane up to Tampa, where the hurricane was not trending that way. So I got to Tampa. I got on the last flight to Cleveland. I landed in Cleveland very late, got to the building, right before showtime. And that match was the tag team ladder match with the Hardy Boys, Edge and Christian against the Hardy Boys.
Yeah, you couldn't miss that one. You made history in that match.
Couldn't miss that one. And that's all I was thinking during the drive. I'm driving through the hurricane. I can't see. I'm like, I got to get there, because this match, I have a feeling this match is going to change our lives. And
Everybody's lives.
It changed all 4 of our lives. And now we're all still doing it. Who knew, And I just got a warning that I have 9% left on my iPad.
Okay, I'm gonna go to my question that I've been waiting for this whole show.
Okay.
So what does it feel like? Like, how many mixed emotions do you have from fighting one of your best friends, Randy Orton? And what are the matches that could have been ended up really bad?
Randy and I have a very special chemistry together, you know, and I've been lucky that I've found that chemistry with a few opponents and partners over the years. But there's just something that happens when Randy and I are in the same room. And if you put us in the ring together,
Sorry.
it's okay. It's okay. I don't know. There's just something that happens when him and I get in there, and we bring the best out in each other. We really do.
Okay, I'm back. I just had to tell Mom not planned.
Yeah.
Because we have one more question because Dad wants me to ask this question. That's first.
Okay.
So, you are a WWE Hall of Famer. What would it mean to you to be inducted to as a second time into the Hall of Fame as a tag team with Christian, being that you are one of the most iconic tag teams ever, and who would you want to induct to you besides Christian?
You know, I think that'd be amazing to go in as Edge and Christian.
You guys together.
I think that would be awesome, but I would also want him to go in on his own too, because he deserves that, you know. So I think that in a perfect world would be he'd get to go in on his own, and then we go in as a tag team. And I guess if you were going to induct Edge and Christian, I mean, it's got to be the Hardys or the Dudleys, or maybe all four of them. I don't know. But, I mean, to me, it's all six of us have to be up there at some point in some incarnation.
I was looking at your figure, and please, before we go, can I see the wrist tattoo?
This one?
That looks exactly the same. How did they nail that?
I don't know how they do it. It's way above my pay grade.
Okay. Well, guys, that's all the time we have for today. I want to give a huge thank you to Edge for taking the time out of his busy week to sit down and talk with me. It meant the world to me. To me to sit down with you, because truly you are one of my favorite wrestling heroes. If you would like to see more videos like this, make sure to hit an educator on that like button and hit a spear on that subscribe button. Do you have any final words, Edge, for my viewers?
Well, I got to tell you, this was such a breath of fresh air. I had so much fun. Thank you. We're going to do part 2. So we'll make sure we get that done. Don't worry. But thank you, because this was a lot of fun. It really was a lot of fun, and it really further cements in my brain that coming back and getting to do this in front of people your age and a whole new fan base, man, it's just such a pleasure. So much fun. I'm having a blast, and I hope you guys are all having a blast watching it.
Okay, I didn't see this one. I want to see this one too. This tattoo.
Okay, let's see. There it is. There it is.
You should get a tattoo of the ladder of like you spearing Hardy on your arm.
I don't know if Beth would let me get that one.
Until next time, guys, always remember to be yourself. Bye, guys.
Hey, everybody. This is Edge, WWE Hall of Famer. I got one of those faces. You probably know who I am. You are watching Steven's Wrestling Journey on YouTube. You can like it. You can subscribe to it. You can do all of those things that you're supposed to do on YouTube that I really don't know what they are because I'm not really up on the whole tech. But hey, that's okay. I'm a dinosaur. Watch this, like it, notifications, all the good stuff and all those technical terms. Steven's Wrestling Journey.